What's up guys, Milan here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you the best export settings for Premiere Pro CC 2015. With that being said, let's get started.
That's it, Brian?
Yes.
So once you have your clip imported, you want to select it, and for it to be selected, it should have the yellow line right here, and then you want to go to File, Export Media. So then it'll open the export page, and the first thing you're going to be seeing is the video tab. So I don't really care about effects. Video, you want to go to video, then you want to go format. The best format in my opinion is H.264. If you're on a Mac, QuickTime is also good, but H.264 is the fastest and the best quality. So then in the preset, you want to set that to match source high bitrate. In my opinion, that's also the best one, and you'll see why. Because as you can see, it has a bunch of things like iPhone screens and all that, but the best is match source high bitrate. So then comments doesn't really matter. Output name, that's basically where the file is going to go after you export it. So don't mess with any of that. I mean, output name you can, but whatever. So the main thing we want to look at is right here, the basic video edit settings. So the first thing you want to do is uncheck everything, so you'll be able to edit and change all the presets. So once you've done that, I recommend 1080p. So for that, it's 1920 by 1080p. It's already selected, but you can also do 1280 by 720 for a 720p video, and it will automatically change the height once you change the width. But for this purpose, I'll do 1080p, so 1920 by 1080p. Then frame rate, it should be selected on 59.94. If you're making a movie, like most movies are in 24 frames per second, but for gaming and video, you want to do either 30 or 60. 60 will take a little longer, but the frames will look much smoother, and I really recommend 60 frames per second. And as you may have seen, most of my videos are in 1080p 60 frames per second now. And yeah, so I recommend 60 frames per second for video, 30 if you want to go faster, but 60 frames per second is really good. Field order, don't worry about that. Aspect, you want to change that to square pixels. I forgot what the first one is, I mean the default one, but square pixels is the best. And then TV standard, you can check any of these, doesn't really matter. And a profile, I set this to high. You can set it to main or baseline, but high is the best in my opinion. And the level, you want to set that to not 5.2, because if you change it to 5.2, it'll actually put it in 4K. So make sure to set it to 5.1, and then you want to re-put 60 frames per second because it will change it. And as you can see, the level is now at 5.1. Render at maximum depth, don't worry about that. And bitrate settings is actually very, very important, because if you don't have good bitrate, you can have a 4K video and not have good bitrate. So you want to select VBR 1 pass. And what YouTube makes you do is they recommend 10 to 12, but I think that's kind of low. So target bitrate, you want to change that to 12, and then maximum bitrate 16. 16 is really good, but imagine you had a 4K video and you had really low bitrate, your video would look really bad and laggy. So bitrate is really important for a video. Advanced settings, keyframe distance is basically for if you have two cameras, like for example a GoPro, you're filming in 30 frames per second, and then you have another camera framing with 60 frames per second, so you can click that. But for video purposes and screen, if you're filming your screen, I wouldn't check any of this. And then you want to go to audio. Audio is very important also. You to know what the sample rate is, you just go to the properties of your mic, and I changed that to 48,000, and the audio format should be set to AAC. Bitrate, you want to say check 320 is the best. It's actually very high. You can go 256, but I recommend 320. It's the highest you can. Then multiplexer doesn't really matter. I mean, you can change the format, but captions doesn't really matter either. And publish, you can publish from a large variety of content creators. So Adobe Creative Cloud, Facebook, FTP, Vimeo, and YouTube. I usually don't check YouTube. I prefer exporting it and doing from the YouTube upload screen. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. So thank you all for watching. That's gonna be it for this tutorial. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and leave any questions in the comments down below, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.